Good morning, student. Subject English Standard 8. Standard 8. Our topic name is Ravathi musical plant. Musical plant. Ravathi musical plant. Huh? Last period we were learned about the Ravathi and learned about the her plant. Hmm? Then next part. She kept the knowledge a secret. She did not tell anyone, not even her mother. There were only few days left. The prize distribution. To her great surprise, Revati found her plotted plant not only taller and healthier than other blossom plants, but they had started flowering a few days earlier than other plants. The flowers were big and brightly colored, and one of the plants had an unusual kind of flower. The flowers were mauve with white streaks. That evening she knew she would definitely get the prize for this best plant. She went to bed dreaming of her plants and new type of flowers. The next day was the all-important day. She got up the morning and went straight the courtyard to see her plant. Revati blanked for a few minutes, for there was neither the pot nor the plant. She looked to see someone had moved the pot. They searched all over. She asked her mother. Her mother said they knew nothing either about the pot or the plant. Some of the neighbors had been their house the previous afternoon and had remarked at the beautiful flowers and the healthy looking plant in the pot, but later she had been busy inside the house and had been moved to the courtyard. That means in this second part, she kept the knowledge a secret. That means he doesn't tell about the plants. That means they kept a knowledge a secret. She did not tell anyone, not even her mother. That means the Revati does not tell about this plant to her mother. There were only few and they left for the prize distribution. That means the someday remaining for the prize distributions. And to her great surprise, Revati found her plotted land not only taller and healthier than other blossom plants, but they had started flowering a few days earlier than the other plants. That means he does not tell this secret to her mother, not any one person, but there were few days. That means the few days left to the prize distribution. That means few days remaining for the prize distribution, and to her great surprise, that means few day was remaining for the prize distributions. And to her great surprise, Revati found her plotted plant not only taller but also healthier than the other plants. That means her plants were not only healthier. That means plant this plant growth was more than the other plant. That means this plant not only taller and healthier than other plants. That means these plants are growing fastly compared to the other plants, but that they had started flowering a few days earlier than other plants. That means these flowers these plants are growing fastly compared to the other plants, and these flowers are a few days. That means they started flowering a few days earlier than other plants. The flowers were big and brightly colored, and one of the plant had a unusual kind of flower. That means this the flower of this plant is very beautiful, and this are brightly in color, but the flowering be brightly colored, and one of the plant had unusual kind of flowers. That means these flowers are very beautiful flowers, and in these flowers, one kind of flowers is very amazing and very different. The flower were mouse with a white strip. Mouse means new word here, of a pale purple color. Pale purple color. Pale purple color. That means her plant is growing fastly than other plants, as well as their flowering of few days earlier than other plants. And this one kind of flower is very amazing flowers. That means these flowers were mouse with a white strip. That means this of the pale purple color with a white strip. That evening she knew she would definitely get this prize. That means Revati was confidently tell about this prize got a this prize. Revati prize get this prize for the best plant. She went to bed dreaming for her plants and new type of flowers. That means she went to bed. That means she went to sleeping and the dreaming this plant and the prize. About the prize, she got up the morning and went straight the courtyard. That means next day he sorry uh, she got up early morning and goes toward the this plant, but she Revati blanked for a few minutes, and at that time he reached this courtyard, and at that time she was blanked. Why Revati was blanked? For this neither their pot nor a plant. That means at that time Revati reached on this courtyard. Uh, she was blanked, or Revati was blanked because there were no any pot and no any plant. Revati plant. She looked to see someone had moved this plant. That means she searched here and there, but there were no any type of pot or her plant. Her mother said knew nothing either about the pot or the plant. Some of the neighbors had been their house the previous afternoon. He had remarkable at the beautiful flowers and healthy looking plant in the pot, but later she had been busy inside the house, and he had been not the courtyard. That means in this courtyard there were at that time the Revati reached on this courtyard. She looked this plant, but there were not any type of plant or pot. But he asked her mother, but she nothing know about this plant. Revati grief knew no bounds. Knew no bounds. Knew no knew no bounds. Knew no bounds means have no limit. Have no limit. Have no limit. Hmm? Revati grief knew no bounds. She went around asking everyone of her neighbors, but no one had been anywhere near the pot of plant. She could not lodge a complaint for the pot of plant. She felt as though everything was lost. She did not mind not getting this prize, but she really missed her plant. She had grown very fond of them. They were her friends who enjoyed her music. That means Revati grief or new to wants means have no limit. That means Revati searched this plant to any everywhere. That means she went around asking everyone. She went to her neighbors and asking about this plant. That means new no bounds means no limit. She searched these plants everywhere, and she could not lodge a complaint for the pot of plants. That means she could not lodge this complaint about this plant. She felt also evening was also. That means she searched everywhere these plants, but he not get her plant. And at that time, last evening, he felt also and everything was lost. She did not mind not getting this prize. That means she did not want to any prize, but he missing her plants. She had grown very fond of them. That means Revati loved to these plants. He did not want to any type of prize. She grew very fond of them. They were her friend who enjoying her music. That means they were her friends. These plants. That means Revati did not want to any type of prize, but these plants are her friends. And who one of these plants enjoying her music. That evening, all her friends were going to the prize distribution ceremony. That means at the evening, these organizers um, organizers say the prize distribution ceremony. She did not want to attend, but Revati did not wanted to attend this program, but her friends forced her to. That means, but her friend forced the Revati. That means he lost her plants or lost her plans, and this reason is she did not attend this. She did not want to attend this uh, distribution ceremony, but her friends forced her. But the all other friends uh, forced her. After reaching this place, that means Revati and her friends reached this place, and she went to the benches where the floated plant were displayed. That means, but her friends forced her, and he attended this distribution ceremonies. After reaching this place, she went to the benches, and after this, that means he goes to this distribution ceremony, and she went to benches where the plotted plant were displayed. Where he was shocked. That means he goes to this place or this reached this place, and at that time, Revati was astonished or shocked. There were her pot of the plant on the bench. That means he see there the her plant. That means her pot of the plant on this bench with the name of the distant neighbor. Hers of the competitor written on a small piece. That means distant. Next word is a distant. Distance means far away. Far away. That means Revati and her friends reached on this place. He saw her plants on this bench, and with name of the distance. That means this distance means far far away. Distance neighbor of her. The competitor written on small pieces of cardboard and placed in the soil. That means at that time, that means Revati's neighbor, Revati's neighbor, Revati's neighbor, who was a competitor and who written on small pieces name of the competitor placed in the soil. She knew it was her pot and plants. That means Revati known about these plants. That means these plants are her plant or pot. She went to the organizer of a show and told them about it. That means she goes to the organizer and she told us to these are organizers. These plants are my plants. But the organizer were not convinced. That means at that time Revati goes to the organizer and tell about this plant. But anyone not believe on this sentence of the Revati. How can you prove that the plants are yours? That means at that time Revati told about this plant, but organizer said, how can you prove that plant are yours? How can you prove that? That means you can. How do you prove plants are yours. And the lady who submitted them is a regular participant. That means this member of the Revutis are the regular participant on this competition. How can we debt her? That means how can we debt her? That means how can I or organizer doubt about this participant.